Man counts coins, time counts years. The Buddha asked a monk, within what span does a human life exist? The monk replied, within a matter of days. The Buddha said, you have not yet understood the way. He asked another monk, within what span does a human life exist? The second monk replied, within the space of a single meal. The Buddha said, you have not yet understood the way. He asked a third monk, within what span does a human life exist? The third monk replied, within a single breath. The Buddha said, excellent, you have understood the way. The Sutra of 42 Chapters. This passage from the Sutra of 42 Chapters carries a profound meaning. The Buddha was guiding his disciples to comprehend the fragility and impermanence of life. Externally, a human life may seem long, spanning 100 years. But inwardly, it is exceedingly brief, lasting only a moment. If we burden our hearts with worries about the past or anxieties about the future, when will our minds ever find true peace? The answer lies in living fully in the present. Only then can our hearts find clarity and tranquility. There is a legend about Emperor Qianlong's tour of southern China. When he reached the Jinshan Temple in Zhenjiang, Jiangsu, he gazed at the mighty Yangtze River below, bustling with countless boats. Filled with pride, he asked the abbot, Hulan, having lived here for decades, do you know how many boats pass by each day? Abbot Hulan replied serenely, I see only two boats. One is for fame, the other for gain. What the emperor saw was the prosperous, thriving empire under his rule. But the wise abbot saw through the illusion to the essence. Beneath the bustle was merely the restless striving of minds chasing fame and profit. This difference in perspective stemmed not only from their status but, more importantly, from their level of spiritual understanding. Though the emperor possessed supreme power, he could not see that even the most splendid appearances often conceal a hollow core. The merchants on those ceaseless boats rush about by day, trading goods from port to port. At night, they return home, counting their earnings by lamplight, building a secure life for their families with their own hands. Yet, all the while, the flowing river, the flickering candle, and the silent moon bear witness, quietly counting their passing years' time that slips away, never to return. Where will this boat of gain ultimately carry them? The other boat, fame, is equally perilous. Before becoming Chen Master Jian, he was a military officer. One day, an old friend, now also a high-ranking official, visited him in the mountains where he lived in retreat. Have you gone mad? The friend exclaimed. Why live in a place like this? Jian replied, I was once mad, but now I am awake. It is you whose madness is now in full swing. The friend retorted, nonsense, how could I be mad? Jian explained, you are addicted to pleasures, crave glory and wealth, and are trapped in the cycle of life and death, unable to free yourself. And you say you are not mad. They argued, but neither convinced the other, so who was truly deluded? We often see similar scenes in stories. Someone rescues a dignitary, who offers wealth or a title in return. The hero declines, and onlookers whisper, Fool, why refuse riches and honor? Indeed, if we don't chase fame and gain, what should we pursue? Must we retreat to the mountains like the Magian? Of course not. In Buddhism, the mundane world itself is a place of practice. Everyday life is the meditation hall. If we cannot find enlightenment amidst worldly affairs, seclusion in the mountains will not bring liberation. What we need to do is simple: pause the hands that count money, close the eyes fixed on empty fame, and quietly feel the reality of our vibrant lives and the warmth in the eyes of family and friends. Isn't the pursuit of fame and gain ultimately meant to make our lives more fulfilling and our loved ones happier? Why then, in counting coins, Do we become blind to the gray hairs at our parents' temples? Why, in chasing fame, do we forget our own flower-like youth? Time flows like a river, eastward, never returning. Years rush by, a decade passes like a dream. There is a folk art form called Lianhua Lao, and one of its verses says, "Rare are those who live to 70. Now I'm 70, it's not so strange to see. The first 10 years, youth slips away. The last 10 years, decay holds sway. In between, just 50 years remain, half of which are spent in dreams, in vain." Let's ponder this. From the mere 25 years that are truly ours, we must subtract time for meals, travel, illness, and idle talk. The time genuinely left for ourselves and our loved ones is pitifully small. If we don't use these precious moments to find joy and savor peaceful days, what a profound waste it would be. The Tang Dynasty poet Li Shi, while exiled, passed by a temple. A chance conversation with a monk there offered him enlightenment. He wrote this poem, inscription at the Crane Forest Monastery, which might offer a new perspective to those who only know how to count coins. Drowsing through my life like one in a dream, drunk, I heard that spring was ending, and forced myself to climb the hill. Passing by the bamboo grove, I met a monk. We talked and stole a half-day of peace from this fleeting life. Time is fleeting. To drift through life in a dull haze is to squander it. Why not learn from Li Shi, steal a few hours, wander the hills, and in that quietude, breathe in the scent of wisdom, listen to the whispers of loved ones. Only then will we have lived these rushing years to the fullest.